Hello, I'm hoping this works. I'm sitting in the car park outside the ER. So I've also got the fan thing on. Now, the comments, should there be any comments that come in, I will have problems keeping up with them, but I will try my very best. Oh gosh, what am I doing? I'm trying to turn the fan off. Okay, so Carlene went to the hospital this morning for her blood draw, and she mentioned the fact that she'd had her fall, and they decided that it would be best if she went for an x-ray just to make sure that she didn't have any broken bones, because her walking hasn't been the easiest, and it definitely has been more arduous than usual. So she's been in ER. She went with Judy obviously this morning, and then I went down to relieve Judy when her shift finished. And essentially, now this is a bit bizarre, they did the x-ray, and then they did a second x-ray, and then they said they'd really actually wanted to do a CT scan, but the good CT scanner was broken and it would be a few hours until it was fixed. So and that the bad CT scanner really wouldn't show anything more than the x-ray. So it was the debate was whether or not we went down to Burlington to use the good CT scanner, but they decided that once they got her up and walking and moving, that there was the potential that this is just, a strain, etc. Unfortunately, they're not 100% sure at this precise moment in time. And when asked, the really big issue for Carlene at the moment is, let's face it, getting into the house, because, we have to wheel her up. She can't get up the steps. There's no way she can manage the steps physically. We need to wheel her into the house. But she's not confident when she's in the house, being able to move around and independent by herself, obviously. So from that point of view, she's decided that it probably is, as they offered, best for her to stay in tonight. And then what they'll do is she'll work with a PT tomorrow morning, just to see if there's anything in the back that needs to be loosened off, a muscle that's maybe tweaked slightly. And the PT will assess that, and if need be, she'll go for the CT scan tomorrow. She's obviously hoping to be back home. She's in very good spirits, although slightly uncomfortable. And the worst thing is, until they've done all the testing, they won't give you painkillers, or painkillers with ginger ale, as Carlene was hoping for. So she's been sitting this whole time with no pain relief either. So they will make sure she's well taken care of tonight. She's ordered her dinner already, which is desperately important, and then she'll hopefully have a comfortable night's sleep. And then Judy will come in around about 11 o'clock tomorrow to make sure she's okay, and we'll get an update then. Obviously, Janine and Gwen will be fully versed by the hospital and anyone else as to what's going on. Janine is scrambling to get up here, and she just needs to be careful when she's driving such a long load with wet roads, but we're all organised. The dogs they sleep from about 7 o'clock onwards anyway, so I'm going to take Larky home. He's in the back. He's done a good job today, haven't you, Larky? He's a good boy. I'm going to take Larky home. He'll have his dinner, and then they'll all just crash out. I'll get them back out around about 9 o'clock to go to the bathroom, and Judy's normally here about 6 o'clock in the morning, so she will have the dogs out, and they'll be well taken care of. Somebody mentioned a full-time carer. I think actually what's going to make a tremendous difference is she doesn't put out. Carlene is 100% compos mentis. A full-time carer, yes, would be lovely. Somebody who lived in with her would be lovely, but I suppose the thing at the moment is it's not, as long as she's mobile, it's not actually necessary, because she's really good at getting round about by herself. She gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, she makes herself a cup of coffee. Sometimes she eats the rice pudding, sometimes she has a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sometimes she has the lamb dinner from the night before. So whatever tickles her fancy, she makes that for herself very early in the morning. And then when either myself or Janine or Judy's in, she has her second breakfast and her Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So she has a really good routine. Janine's normally there with her. I'm across the road or up the hill, wherever she's going to be, and Judy's there. We also have Carly there as well. So there's lots of people round about. I think basically the aim is to keep her independent as long as we possibly can, and that's what Carlene wants. I will tell you now, trying to stop her fiddling with the walker when they told her to sit in the bed was nigh on impossible. She's off trying to do this, stretching that. So, you have to respect somebody's right to independent living as long as they possibly can. What will make a tremendous difference to her is when she has accommodation that's all on the level. I was laughing, because we do have a wee giggle when we're in there. I was saying to her, I said, apart from the fact that you could probably drive your car into what will be your living space, I said, you can have your golf cart there. I said, so, you can open up the sliding door. I said, the golf cart can go in, you can get out the golf cart, there'll be a button to close it, and then that's you ready to go. So there'll be no holding her back. There's very many opportunities that keep Carlene moving as much as we possibly can. And I think that's terribly important for Carlene's best health and also best mental health, because to restrict Carlene it's not a healthy state of affairs, really, to be honest. So that's what we're going to try and do and accommodate as long as possible. So she will come back home into the cabin tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll have to have a look, see what's going to work for her best. But if the PT does work, it will be super, because it will give her the mobility back, and she'll feel a bit more secure on her feet, and that's all we can really ask for. So that's basically what Carlene and Judy have done all day. Carly went out to the job this morning. She took the 2 chickens, so that was super. And Janine's just making a few fine tunes to our trailer to get it rolling up to Massachusetts, so that's great. And we've had rain all day, which has been strangely very greatly appreciated. So I've got another day of rain tomorrow as well, which is also super and appreciated, and a bit on Saturday. So it's been a busy day. I was down in Meredith with Kate this morning, and we were just working a few things out down there, and I'm going to take Larky home. Kate did the majority of the evening chores for me, again, appreciated very much. And I'm just going to go down and check on the horses, and I've got one that has choked for a second day in a row, so I'm going to go down and double check that he's comfortable and is okay. So that's us. If you've got any questions, I would ask them now, as it's ticking along the bottom, because I can only see one question at a time, and I'm very sure that if I touch this screen, everything will go haywire. So, and Nick, I think, as you all know, had Penny and Sizzle out this afternoon just to make sure that they were accommodated as well. And Larky, I'm telling you now, has slept all afternoon, to the degree that he was occasionally snoring. So he's had a good afternoon, lots of attention. Right, so no questions that I can see anyway. Okie dokie, so I am going to go, and I'm going to wander back, take Larky home for his well-deserved dinner, and that will be us. And if there's anything else to tell you, we'll be sure to do so. Well, you see, the thing is, so Carlene works with social work regarding carers. And Nicholas, what do you mean, what's for dinner? I'm hoping to come home you've got dinner, dearie me. And I don't know what Carlene's having for dinner. Regarding carers, I think the situation really is that, you know, she's independent. She is a very independent lady, and let's not try and take that away from Carlene. I think that, and it's for the family to decide, obviously, but I would think from talking to Carlene that her interest is making sure that her mobility is to the best of her ability and comfort level. And then I think that what you look at is whether or not she does need a more long-term care put in place. If you ask Carlene, she will turn around and tell you she's doing very nicely herself, thank you very much, and she's got it all under control. She's 87. She does exceptionally well for an 87-year-old lady who has the health concerns that she has. I will tell you, she's determined to continue living the way that she does live. So that's something that we do need to be respectful of and take into consideration as well. There's nothing more frustrating than being handled in a specific way that is very much against your wishes. So what Carlene decides she needs in conjunction with the hospital and with her children, that's what will be provided for her. And yesterday, we offered to take her to ER. She didn't want to go to ER to get it checked out. And that whole saying about horses and water, I said, well, I've got a mule. And I can tell you, mules are more stubborn than horses. So Carlene, she's very set in her ways, but you wouldn't take that away from anyone, I don't think. So, well, everybody's very, very much been led by what's going to be in Carlene's best interests, and that's the way I think it should be. And if it changes, it changes. We're very good at being flexible. Nothing's ever set in stone, and flexibility is important, especially when let's face it, some days are good days, some afternoons are bad afternoons. It's the ebb and flow of life, I'm afraid. So we're very adaptable. We're very good at changing things up and making sure things are accommodated to the best of our ability. And I'll tell you, it was very Carlene. They brought her a walker because she'd been lying for so long. Her muscles were sore, and they wanted to make sure that there was the chance that she could walk. So they gave her the walker, and she was stiff and very sore when she started on it. Then they took her out into the hallway, and the doctor said, "You can stop now." And obviously the doctor didn't realise that you really have to raise your voice, because she kept going. And she said to me, "Where is she going?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I presume she hasn't heard you." She went, "Oh!" And the doctor went running off after her, and she was still going. And she eventually caught up with her and said, "You can stop and turn round now." And she went, "Okay." And made her way back. So, onwards and upwards, and definitely forwards. So that's where we're at today. Okie dokie, I'm taking Larky home for his dinner, and Nick is making me something delicious, apparently. I'm ever hopeful. Although I do hear that he ate the dinner that I left in the microwave to be reheated for Carlene last night. Because she said to me, this is coming straight from Carlene, she said, "Your wife left that there for you to reheat and have for dinner." So he duly did so, but apparently the reason she told him that was because she didn't fancy it. Seriously. So anyway, never mind, can't be helped. Best laid plans and all that. Okay, I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Bye bye.